Aloha, this is David Buck with Harcourts Island Real Estate. I'm here to report the local market update for November of 2022. We're in full swing, just gearing up for Christmas, just a few days out, but stats were just released a few days back, and I want to share with you some insightful thoughts of what areas were showing strength here on Oahu, as well as what's going on in the overall market. So first off, we're going to talk about Moanalua, Salt Lake. There we saw the largest increase in sales year over year, and that was up 75%. That was going from 4 transactions a year ago to 7 sales this year. Aina Haina to Kuliouou was the runner-up. There was a 67% increase, going from 6 to 10 sales. And overall on Oahu, transaction was 16 of 21 neighborhoods that we track at the Honolulu Board of Realtors were actually down for numbers of transactions. So those 2 neighborhoods I just shared were kind of outliers in a sense. And then 3 neighborhoods were just unchanged with no change in sales volume. But across the board, almost every neighborhood you look at, we're seeing a drop in transactions, which we covered earlier in the month with the general market, which single family home sales were down nearly 50%. So if you stay tuned, we're going to cover Aina Haina to Kuliouou a little more in depth because they're showing a lot of strength there. And okay, not only did Aina Haina to Kuliouou see the second largest gain in transactions this past month, it also saw the largest increase in median sales price. And that was up 110% year over year. That was going from 1,263,500 to now 2,647,500. That's more than doubling in the median sales price. We've talked about this in the past, but most likely the reason for that is if you see this backdrop behind me, we've got both Niu Valley and Aina Haina in the valleys, and kind of behind me on that ridge there is Hawaiiloa Ridge, and there we have probably a median or average sales price north of that, so that kind of brings up the area when you see more transactions taking place on Hawaiiloa Ridge. Regarding prices on Oahu, it's a little bit different trend than numbers of sales. Actually, prices were up in 19 out of 21 neighborhoods. So it's quite a different story to sales transactions. Prices are holding like we talked about earlier in the month, with actually the median sales price across the board was up on Oahu in November compared to last year. However, prices were down in 8 of those 21 neighborhoods. So more neighborhoods up than down, but we are seeing a drop in some prices in some neighborhoods, and there are 4 neighborhoods that were unchanged. So just stay with me here, and be patient with me on these transitions, and we'll jump into the condo market. All right, regarding the condo market on Oahu, Wahiawa and the Windward Coast were in a tie for increase in numbers of sales year over year. They're both up 50%, and that was just pretty simple, going from 2 transactions in November of last year to 3 transactions this year. Diamond to Kapahulu was a runner-up, and that was a 20% increase in condo transaction volume year over year. And that was going from 5 transactions to 6 transactions. The remainder of all the neighborhoods are down, following a similar trend to what we saw with the single family homes. In 18 of the 21 neighborhoods on Oahu, you saw transaction volume in condos dropping from November of last year. So that's a trend we're seeing across the board, just a lot less transactions taking place. But then we're going to jump into some outliers in some neighborhoods with condos that actually saw an uptick in pricing year over year. Well, as I mentioned, there's some outliers out there. The North Shore of Oahu, this is a trend we've been talking about basically all year, is bucking the trend, no pun intended, in that we're seeing a huge increase in the median condo price on the North Shore. It was up 74%. That was going from 417,000 to 725,000. I talked about it maybe a month or 2 back, and just how Ocean Villas at Turtle Bay, which you can see in the backdrop here, in both Kuilima East and West, are just these outliers that are just setting their own trends as far as prices go on Oahu. But meanwhile, so condo prices were actually up in more neighborhoods than there were single family homes, with 10 of 21 neighborhoods being up with median sales price year over year. And then prices were down in 9 of the 21 neighborhoods. So once again, similar to the single family home market, we're seeing more neighborhoods with up pricing than down pricing. And then there are 2 neighborhoods unchanged. So that's kind of a wrap. And I just wanted to wish everyone out there Merry Christmas as we head into Christmas in a few days, and give all your loved ones hugs. And we'll be back early next year, if not sooner. Aloha.